Trying to get everything set up here. And I'm going to give a few moments for people to get on the line. I'm going to discuss exactly how Democrats use this whole coronavirus just for a political gain and benefit, costing American lives as well as putting America in fear. My name is Merle Travis Rutledge Jr. I am the 2021 candidate for governor of Virginia. When they talk about the no longer business as usual Republican, the not so typical Republican, the smash mouth Republican, the battle candidate, they are talking about me. Now, the first thing I want to discuss is about those liberal governors out there creating havoc and destroying America. And it's about time that somebody spoke the truth, because I'm getting sick of it. I checked the numbers. I checked back and forth, looked it over again. Less than 3%, people, less than 3% who has gotten the coronavirus has passed away from complications, people. Not the coronavirus, but the complication, meaning pre-existing conditions. And just like pneumonia, just like so many other diseases, you keep tacking on disease after disease after disease. There's not much more you can do. But the fact is, adding fear, anxiety, stress, and more to people's way of lives. That's exactly what ended up happening to so many people across this country who had succumbed to this disease. Now, the first thing I want to say, I would like for the Virginia governor and the rest of them liberal governors to stop the bitching. This was your fault completely. You keep trying to blame the president. You keep trying to blame everybody, but the finger is pointed at you. Exactly how you handled this crisis, putting people on lockdown, and then also stepping on their backs when they're down so they could be miserable. Now, I understand the such thing as being safe and doing everything and using proper precautions during this time. I respect that. But I would like to first, before I even get into the governor's asses all across this country, because I'm allowed to, first off, I want to thank, and I always pray for everybody across this country, no matter who you are. But I'd like to thank the first responders, the doctors, of course, President Donald J. Trump, for showing the proper leadership to these cowards of governors, these liberals out there that's just causing havoc and making it a pork barrel project. That's what it is. I'd like to thank those doctors for staying in there, not running from the fight, and making sure that patient after patient is cared for, even though they are getting a whole bunch of stumbling blocks, people playing politics, career politicians that need term limits, that continue to get in the way of the professionals doing the job. I'd like to thank all the nurses. I could care less whether you are aide, a CNA, LNA, whatever it may be. Thank you for staying up in there, putting up the fight, and recognizing that this is a matter of duty and love of country, love of your brother and sister, or love of your neighbor. You are the heroes. To the police officers all across this country that is dealing with the politics and the bullshit in your state capitals, trying to hamper you from protecting people's constitutional rights, while these governors and these career politicians are happy to take them away. I'd like to thank y'all for going the extra mile, going house to house, still doing your job at risk of life and safety to you and your brother and sister in blue. I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'm proud of the U.S. military and all of those first responders and those who've been out there, those charity organizations, those people who are out there going house to house checking on people to make sure that they are okay. Y'all the heroes for putting your neck on the line when you didn't have to. And America thanks you. Now back to the liberal governors out there, because I'm getting sick of these games. Now I understand we have a pandemic, but I think we have a bunch of yellow going down the spine of these liberal governors all across this country. And making everybody sick, even without the coronavirus. See, when you put career politicians in the office and vote them in, and you decide to keep voting for the same results, even though they're claiming change, this is what happens, people. Lockdown. You can't walk out the door without a police trying to give you a ticket. You can't talk to your friend. Nothing. They try to take it all away because they are practicing on you, people. They're practicing on how quickly we can take away your right to exist, the right to be who you are, the right to fight this disease head on. That's exactly what they're doing. They're changing up America, and they know this is the design and the platform to do it. Now, you out there, this is the truth. This is what career politicians don't talk about because it's not financially beneficial to them. Now they funding their pet projects from Richmond up to the DC swamp and all over liberal governments that one had gotten the funding because it was waste. It wasn't needed. But now they figure if we keep exploiting, we keep blowing up coronavirus, we ain't talking about the recovery because it doesn't sell. That's the liberal media. Now, we keep talking about all the deaths. We keep finding high-profile people who pass away, whether they passed away from the coronavirus or they passed away from heart disease. And we're going to use that. We're going to use it to get as much money, as much funding, and much of our Port Barrel projects over that little mile that conservatives call waste. Things we cut, things we don't touch, things we don't need. The things that you put on taxpayers' back to pay off when the thing don't go right. Now, we have a governor drunk on abuse in Virginia. We got Michigan out there crying and bitching. We got Nevada out there crying and bitching. But look at this, people. They tried to ban the very drug that was helping people during the time frame that they was claiming they wasn't getting help from President Trump and from America. Because remember, I'm talking about America. I'm not talking about political affiliation. I'm talking about everybody who's been coming on board and tired of the bullshit and the politics out there in Richmond and DC. Now, they banned the drug from their own people to put them on the fire and let them burn. That was that liberal bullshit, and I can say it any kind of way I want to because we've been talking to nice Republicans about the havoc that's going on. Now, then, they want to keep blaming President Trump. You ain't doing enough. You ain't doing this. That's all you see on the liberal media. They just trying to go ahead and blow it up. And each step and each mile of the way we have seen leadership shut them sons of bitches down. New York Cuomo, the mobster, had ventilators, but he said, let it get worse before we have to use it. Instead of stomping down, flattening the curb, helping his own people in a city he should have been cleaning up a long time ago. People are walking right out the door to Corona. And he wants to blame everybody but himself. Now, each of you punk ass liberal governors shutting down your state, shutting down people's ability to work and earn. People who don't practice in socialism. Those who want to earn every single thing that they get and have a sustainable life that they are proud to tell their kids and give their kids confidence to know that America fights back at times like this. We don't run. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm seeing people after person after person having to have that talk with their young ones because they are not seeing the leadership where leadership is supposed to be at. Now, we got more people scared to do their job, scared to stand with America, scared to fight with America than becoming on board and fighting with America because of these liberals. Their anti-American type of way of doing business is killing us all. But the thing about what we have now, we can go ahead and stop. Yes, we can practice social distancing. We can practice all that crap they are talking about out there. But people, remember this, people are recovering every single day by the thousands from coronavirus. That's what they don't want to tell you, because like I told you, it doesn't sell. Now to the doctors, nurses, and those who are out there taking care of the sick, I understand your struggle. I understand your patience is limited because you're dealing with bureaucrats and politicians who don't understand whether life is sacred for the unborn or those who are still living. That's Democrats who caused that crap. Now, I want y'all to know, y'all was put in a job to take care of the sick. And this is where Obamacare screwed it all up for everybody. Now, y'all designed to take care of the sick. Y'all have told family after family before coronavirus was ever here whether they lived or died. So you want to bitch now because y'all are in a situation where people are determining whether you live or die. When it came down to situations of health insurance companies and pre-existing conditions, where coverage wasn't met or qualified, you took the time to be lazy enough to tell a family to die instead of treat that patient to live. We lost more soldiers and leaders because of cowards and those who decided to stand idle while they let their boss in the hospital tell them, let that person die. That wasn't coronavirus. That was bureaucrats and those lining their pockets and saying that life wasn't important. Each life, every life is important to Merle, Rutledge. And I have seen this happen over and over again. And so when I saw that doctor put up that article talking about the government doesn't care about life, look at how many doctors and colleagues and many more been told by their bosses, been told by their insurance company, told by everybody else who wasn't a doctor, those who didn't take that oath, that told them, don't do your job, let them die. But you are talking about coronavirus killing less than 2% of the population, but you've been killing 50% of the population every single day by the choices that you decide to make off of profit, not off of people who are trying to live, those families struggling to pay those medical bills, and you have the skill and knowledge to go ahead and help them and treat them, but they cost too much. But now we have a disease that says everybody's impacted, even you. Now is the bitching. The fact is, you signed up for this job. You do your job. You walk into each room. You become that soldier and that leader that they need. And you let them know, regardless of the circumstances, we both fight back. If I get it, I get it. You get faced with the same struggle and the same problems every single day. You don't know what that patient came in with. But now all of a sudden it's important because, oh, it's a little bit more contagious. It's a little bit more of a problem. Well, I see soldiers who go out to war every single day because they love America. They don't know if they're going to come back or live that same day. We see police officers and many more who do traffic stops, doesn't know whether that's going to be their last stop every single day, putting their life on the line. Their life is no less. Truckers who are driving that long road to make sure people have supplies in areas where coronavirus is prevalent, in areas where people need those supplies to continue living on so they don't panic. They put it on the line every single day, don't know who's waiting at a truck stop to try to steal from them and kill from them. Those people who are still out there working jobs without no hazard pay. Those who are working out there meeting the public every single day for minimum wage. They are out there still doing their job, not knowing that may be the last day they are able to serve a customer, the last day that they are able to make sure they can make money for their family. They don't know. It's unpredictable. Their lives is changing every day, and tomorrow ain't promised to them. That's why my God is good all the time. That's what gives me the leadership in them, the leadership, not to just believe in man, but know there's a higher power. But when it comes down to this, people don't talk like this because they're too busy worrying about if a secretary or aide decides to say it's okay. I don't do that because I don't play with politics. I'm real 100%. Then you got governors talking about trying to close up the gun shops, and thanks to President Trump, federal jurisdiction and more to make sure that gun shops are essential because they're letting out criminals. Criminals along with coronavirus. What does that equal? It equals death. And I'm not telling people to go ahead and go down without a fight. I'm saying lock and load. Because you're going to let out sex offenders, murderers, those who try to kill cops. What do you think they think about the regular citizen? And you trying to tell me y'all are scared to keep them locked up where they belong, putting people out there so they are scared. Is your sheriff's guards are scared? I'm telling America, don't be scared. It's time to make sure you armed, locked and loaded, stand your damn ground. If there's a son of a bitch trying to kick in your door, you fire first. The reason is because people are desperate. You sending out criminals who don't have nowhere to go, so only thing they know is crime, and that's what's going to happen, people. Keep your sights and your minds and your eyes and your mind clear to recognize what's really happening here in America. Because due to the fact of bad policies and bad leaders, that's what we got. We got more people in fear than more people saying we kicking coronavirus ass. And that's exactly what in the hell is happening. Now, also, how the Obamacare, I'm going to that one, destroy people's response and health insurance companies and more. They knew this virus was coming. They knew this problem was happening, and they were denying coverage because of the coronavirus early on. People don't really know that until they actually started feeling symptoms and was concerned about it a long time ago, and then their insurance company, Obamacare, whatever, oh, we don't have coverage for a coronavirus. People don't want to talk about that, people. But I knew about that a long time ago when people call after call. I can't get treated because I don't have coverage for coronavirus or for the test or for whatever. You prolong people's lives so they could die. That's less money to pay the insurance company, but less people you had to fork over money for that you already wanted dead. That's a Ponzi scheme of death. Obamacare and the healthcare insurance companies. Basically, all they got was paycheck after paycheck on American taxpayer dime to basically say, we're going to still call the shots, we're going to keep getting paid for it, and we're going to keep telling the doctors to kill you. When doctors and nurses and many more, lab techs and more, which I think all the time, sometimes you have to say and make the call that I'm going to be here for people to live, not for whether a health insurance company or the government steps in for people to die. We owe America better. Those people have the same American story that help you get through those doors. Sometimes you have to say, fuck your boss. I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. I'm a person who cares about people, and I'm going to take care of each and every one regardless of the situation. That's what I signed up for. That's what my American soldiers signed up for every single day. That's what America signs up for every single day. It walks out the door, whether it's going to be their last day or they're going to have another day. That's just part of life. There's nothing guaranteed, but the fact is, if we see problems now that have to fix, fix them. That's the only way we get out of this. And we also start telling the liberal governors that we are no longer going to live. You are no longer going to take and comply by BS unless you start being straight up with us and being real. And that's what's happening to people. People are not being straight up with you and being real. Now on to the other part. As far as I'm concerned, it's about time that people have to understand that we no longer should look at being selfish and hoarding and doing whatever. I understand that everybody is scared out there that doesn't know how the next day is going to be. And that's a shame that politicians have put it out there that they have made you confused by the fact of whether it's going to be about politics or is it really going to be about saving lives. I don't know how the John F. Kennedy Center needed funding when everything is closed. That's the prime example. When people have the opportunity to take advantage at a time frame where people are looking for help and needing serious leadership, people are trying to spend as much money on everything that doesn't even have any association with coronavirus. Doesn't have any association with saving lives. But it seems like people are still more concerned about making sure they have a paycheck while America goes broke. How long can we continue to play these games without people being straight up and real? When I checked out the numbers, it was less than 3%, people. Less than 3%. That means 97% of people will survive. And they're using big time names to go ahead and keep promoting the fear. And those big time names are celebrity numbers for them to enhance the fear. We will survive and we will get past this time period. But remember what all these career politicians, the swamp and the rest of them did during this time period. That's why we need real Americans from the dinner table, not from the boardroom, people. We need that type of leadership in government. My ancestors, our forefathers here in America would not stand for this bitching that's going on with these liberal governors attacking our leadership, our president, while we are all supposed to be fighting this together, not playing the blame game. The blame game at this time period while people are losing their lives is only for opportunists. And those opportunists don't care because they are surrounded by armed guards while a lot of y'all are defenseless. And then it takes law-abiding gun owners enough to make sure the defenseless knows that we are locked and loaded for you. So this is Merle Rutledge, locked and loaded, real talk on the coronavirus, and making sure America knows. Overall, we will win this fight. We will do what we have to do. No more bitching. It's time to fight and kick coronavirus ass the way we know how. But remember what these liberal governors did during this time frame. Denied medication to help. Cried every single time frame they get help from Trump and then cry and blast them again. Remember who took the blitz of not only the liberal media and those liberal governors blaming the game on Trump and Republicans all over the place while Republicans was trying to pass a bill to help America a long time ago. Remember who blocked it. Remember who played the politics. And then remember this, people, who was sitting there talking to you straight up, wasn't reading from a teleprompter or a prepared statement and told you the truth. That's leadership. Because as I was governor, business, yes, will be open. But at the same damn time period, America would not know that shutdown happens from Chinese terrorists. That's exactly the leadership we need. Because if our future depends on this, we might as well be getting used to a bubble for the rest of our lives if this is exactly what it takes to shut us down. I understand we have to take safety and precautions, people. But this coronavirus doesn't give a fuck. And we shouldn't give a fuck about it either and say we're going to do everything we can to let you know we're going to fight back. We are not going to have our families scared for the next generation to follow suit under this poor leadership. We have faced disease. We have faced new virus. We have faced it. And we have always in America kicked its ass. This is Merle Rutledge, the 2021 governor. Next one in Virginia, running for the Republican nomination. Remember the name. But I'm going to keep keeping America great again, and Virginia will become great again. Thank you for your time, and have yourself a wonderful day. And God bless America.